I never imagined I would be summoned by an alien queen. My life on Earth had been ordinary, filled with late-night shifts at a scrapyard, the hum of machinery, and the occasional thrill of fixing broken drones for neighbors. Humanity had long dreamed of interstellar contact, but I, Mark Jensen, had mostly dreamed of bigger paychecks and better coffee. That was until the day the light appeared above the scrapyard, a radiance that defied explanation, cutting through the night like a silver blade across the sky. It happened suddenly. One moment I was tightening a faulty flux capacitor on an old hover cycle, and the next, the air shimmered with a golden light, warping everything in sight. Then I felt it a pull, gentle at first, like a breeze tugging at my soul. The next thing I knew, I was standing in a colossal chamber that defied human architecture. The walls stretched infinitely upward, curving in impossible angles, shimmering with bioluminescent patterns that shifted like living galaxies. The air vibrated with energy, and every molecule seemed charged with power I could neither measure nor comprehend. I stumbled, my human body unprepared for the gravity, or perhaps the lack of it, and then I heard her voice. "Welcome, Mark Jensen," it said, not from any direction but everywhere at once. "I have summoned you." I blinked, trying to make sense of the voice. And then, slowly, she appeared, the alien queen. She was breathtaking. Her form was humanoid, yet not human. Her skin shimmered with an opalescent sheen, shifting colors with each subtle movement. Her eyes were enormous, black orbs that held the weight of countless stars. She moved with a grace that seemed to bend the space around her, floating inches above the ground. When she spoke, it was both sound and thought, her words resonating in my mind with clarity no translator could replicate. "I have watched your kind for many cycles," she said, "and I have chosen you, Mark Jensen, for a task that no other human or alien could undertake." I swallowed hard. Chosen me? For what? My voice sounded tiny in the vast chamber, swallowed by the enormity of her presence. Her gaze softened, and I realized that beneath her regal, alien demeanor, there was curiosity, almost warmth. "My world, Zithra, faces a crisis," she said. "A fracture in our central energy lattice threatens to annihilate our species. I have the knowledge to repair it, but only a human mind, creative, adaptable, unbound by centuries of protocol, can succeed where my engineers would fail." I wanted to protest, to argue that I was just a mechanic, not a cosmic savior. But the urgency in her voice, the sheer impossibility of the situation, left me paralyzed. "Why me?" I whispered. "Because," she said, her voice now tender, "your mind sees solutions others cannot. And because of what you carry inside, a courage unexpected by the galaxy." Her words made no sense, yet resonated deep in a way I couldn't explain. Then, in an instant, the chamber faded, replaced by the bridge of a spacecraft so immense it could have swallowed Earth. "This," she said, gesturing to the star-strewn void around us, "is your transport. Together, we will traverse the rift of shadows, reach the lattice, and restore what is broken." I blinked. "The rift of shadows? Did you say traverse space?" She smiled, or at least I interpreted the slight shift in her iridescent face as a smile. "Yes. And do not fear, human. You will not be alone." I had no time to process. The spacecraft accelerated, slingshotting around stars and moons with speeds that made my head spin. I clutched the railing as the lights of distant galaxies streaked past like molten ribbons of color. "Tell me," I asked after what felt like hours, "how exactly do I fix this E-energy lattice? I barely understand quantum capacitors, let alone something that could destroy a planet." Her eyes glimmered. You must think not as a technician, but as a creator. The lattice is alive in its own way, a symphony of energy and intention. You must listen to its song, feel its resonance, and coax it back into harmony. Only then will it forgive the fracture. I had no idea how to do that. When we arrived, Zithra was unlike any planet I had imagined. Cities floated above its surface, connected by beams of light, like circuits on a colossal motherboard. Energy flowed visibly, arcs of power bridging entire continents, pulsing with life. And at the planet's core, deep beneath the surface, lay the lattice, a web of energy so intricate it made my brain ache to comprehend. The fracture was obvious. A dark void had opened, sucking energy, light, and matter into nothingness. Around it, the alien engineers worked frantically, but every attempt only seemed to worsen the instability. The Queen gestured to me. "Mark Jensen, step forward." I hesitated. My legs felt like jelly. I don't even know where to start. "Start where your fear ends," she said. "Trust yourself. Trust the human spark." I swallowed, took a deep breath, and stepped onto the platform that hovered above the fracture. Immediately, a sensation unlike anything I had felt gripped me. It was as if the lattice knew I was there, probing, testing, questioning my worthiness. My hands tingled, my heart raced, and for the first time in my life, I felt truly alive. I reached out, almost instinctively, and touched the lattice. The energy pulsed, warm and terrifying, and suddenly I understood. It was a living structure, responsive to thought and intention. Images of solutions, pathways, and harmonies flashed through my mind. I began to manipulate it, nudging threads of energy, coaxing them to realign. Hours, or perhaps days, passed. Time was meaningless inside the lattice. The Queen watched silently, occasionally murmuring guidance, but mostly allowing me to learn, fail, and try again. At one point, the fracture widened. Panic clawed at me. I imagined the planet crumbling, the cities falling, the stars themselves dimming. But then a voice, my own, yet different, whispered inside me, "You are the solution. You are the spark." I focused not on fear, but on creation. Threads of energy bent to my will, weaving back together, brighter and more vibrant than before. And then, with a final surge, the fracture sealed. Light and energy flooded the planet. The cities stabilized, the skies shimmered, and the lattice sang. I collapsed, exhausted, my body trembling from the strain of interacting with forces far beyond human limits. The Queen approached, her form now glowing with admiration and something else, relief. "You did it," she said softly. "You saved Zithra." I couldn't speak. I only nodded, my mind reeling from the enormity of what had happened. Then, unexpectedly, she extended her hand. "Mark Jensen, you have not only saved my people, but shown me something I thought lost in the galaxy, the courage of humanity." I looked at her hand, then at her eyes, and realized she wasn't asking me to remain as a technician. She was inviting me into something far deeper. My people, they honor those who serve with heart. I wish to honor you, Mark Jensen. Honor me? I asked, still trembling. I don't even know what. Not with titles, not with gold, but with trust and partnership, she said. Walk with me, Mark Jensen, as an ally, a friend, perhaps something more. Something more? My mind raced. This was beyond anything I had imagined. The alien queen herself, summoning me, saving her world, and now offering companionship? Before I could answer, alarms rang out across the planet. Another fracture? No, worse. An enemy fleet, silent until now. appeared at the edge of Zithra's atmosphere. Ships of unimaginable size, bristling with weapons, encroaching. The Queen's expression hardened. They have come for our victory, thinking it weakness. But now you stand with me. Together, we will show them that courage can defy even the stars. She led me to the command deck. I was given a station, my human instincts for mechanics suddenly transformed into strategy. The alien fleet approached, confident in their superiority, but they underestimated something crucial, the ingenuity of a human mind unbound by convention. We fought, weaving through asteroid fields, dodging energy blasts, and countering with maneuvers no alien could anticipate. My suggestions, initially simple tweaks to their formations, caused chaos among the invaders. The Queen followed my lead, her power amplifying every move I made. In the final moment, I devised a risky maneuver, a synchronized energy pulse through the lattice, weaponized not to destroy, but to disorient. The alien ships faltered, their fleet scattering in confusion. Zithra was safe. After the battle, silence enveloped the planet. I slumped in my seat, disbelief and exhaustion mingling with exhilaration. The Queen approached once more, her presence now gentle, almost human in its intimacy. "Mark Jensen," she said, her voice now a whisper in my mind, "you have exceeded every expectation. Not only have you saved my world, but you have proven that even a single human heart can shape the destiny of the galaxy." I laughed, a raw, unfiltered sound. I guess I did, didn't I? "Yes," she said. "And now you may choose your path. Stay with me, explore the stars, or return to your world. But know this, you have left a mark upon Zithra that will echo for eons." I looked out at the planet, at the shimmering lattice, at the cities suspended in light. And I realized something profound. I had changed. Humanity, fragile and imperfect, could touch the stars in ways even the most advanced alien civilizations could not. "I will stay," I said finally, my voice steady. If only to see what comes next. The Queen extended her hand again. I took it, and for the first time, I felt the full weight and joy of my new life. Together, we stepped onto the balcony, overlooking the luminous cities. She smiled at me, a real, heartfelt expression, and I knew that our journey was only beginning. In that moment, I understood the truth that the galaxy had whispered to me. Sometimes, destiny doesn't just find you. Sometimes, it summons you, across the void, to a purpose beyond imagination. And as the stars shone above Zithra, I realized that I had not only been summoned to save a world, I had been summoned to discover the boundless potential within myself.